is Madison really, and this is the technology in my life. So television's always been a part of my life. I used to have these box televisions that I feel like everyone has had, and since then we've upgraded to these televisions, which until I got this TV, I had a huge box TV that required 3 people to lift it out of the room. So when I was younger, I used to use TV as a comfort. So when I was 2 years old, I had a lot of trouble sleeping through the night. And my mom would put on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to get me to go back to sleep. We used to use one of these tapes, but now we've since transitioned to DVDs, which I have in both copies. And now I have it saved online through Disney Plus, which is pretty cool. In addition, I've always been using computers in my life. When I was younger, it was another big box and everything was separated, versus now where I have everything in this teeny tiny laptop, and I actually have 2 giant screens that takes up almost as much space as one big block screen with a teeny tiny screen that you can barely see anything out of. So when I was younger, I used to use the computer to play different games that I didn't realize I was learning anything with. One of my favorite games was the 100 Acre Wood games inspired by Winnie the Pooh. So I would play different games about alphabet soup, and I didn't realize that I was learning different parts of the alphabet, and it was just a really fun game to me. So when I got a little bit older, when I was like 5 or 6, I started playing different kinds of games, but they were still DVDs. So we have the DVD here, but with this game, there was different pieces to it, which I thought was so cool at the time. It felt so futuristic because there was this little card reader and all of these different cards, and I could scan them in and make different little fashion outfits out of them, which was so cool back then. I also, when I was about 5 or 6, I started using the internet for school. So my mom was really into us staying on top of everything we were learning in school, and she would always prepare different websites for us, like Fact Monster. So we would work on our math facts at home, and it would be on the computer, and I did not like it. It was required for at least 30 minutes a day. We had to go on and do our math facts, and my teachers at school loved it, so everyone in the class ended up having to do it too. So the other thing that I remember with school was around 3rd grade through 5th grade was Type to Learn, and this was in the old style computer lab with the big block computers, and we would have to put our hands in the specific spots and type different patterns and stuff. And I absolutely hated this because when I type, I still don't type properly, I think, and this just didn't work for me. I feel like I typed more inaccurately trying to do things this way. I was on such a low level by the end of the program, and I was so glad to leave it. So another thing, I don't remember doing any of the Microsoft programs in elementary school, but all the elementary schools that I've gone in since I've been doing my shadowing, all of the kids are using Microsoft Word and also the Google Documents, but I don't remember using those until I was in middle school. I do know that I was certified in Microsoft Excel and in Microsoft Word 2013 when I was in high school because it was a required class. So that's just something that's always followed me throughout my life. I use that for work, I use that for school. It's just something that's always used. Another thing, this is the first kind of phone that I had, which was a flip phone, but it was before there was any touch screens, and all it did was text messaging. Occasionally it went on the internet if it worked, and that was really all I did. I got that first phone in 4th grade, and I don't know why I really wanted it. But now I have, well, I can't show you my phone because it's propped up in a shoe recording me doing this. But I have an iPhone, which is much taller and much wider, but a lot thinner, and can do so much more. It can almost do as much as my laptop or old computer can. So one thing in middle school that I really got into is when tablets came around. I had a Nook tablet. I was a very avid reader when I was younger, and I ran out of storage space for all of my books. So my mom thought that investing in a tablet that could store all of my books would be a great idea. One thing that I always hated though, once I got into this more like high-tech kind of stuff like the tablets, is how quickly it went outdated, because I kept having to replace them, and it was just crazy to me that just for something I needed to read with, it would just go crazy. It wouldn't charge anymore, and it was just a crazy device. I think I got one every couple of years, but it was where all of my books were, so I had to use it. Now instead I use Kindle apps because I can access that on all my devices. I can still access the Nook app on all of my devices as well, but it's just not very useful for things like textbooks, which is mostly what I do with my reading time now. So that concludes my different technologies. One thing, like I said, that I've never been fond of with technology is the fact that it goes outdated so quickly. I personally am not an avid technology user. I think the most high-tech thing I have going right now is my dual monitor system, which I showed you. That's how I do my homework. That's mostly because I have terrible vision, and it's really hard for me to focus on one screen, and it's so much smaller, so I have a bigger 32-inch screen that I can do all of my ebook or online reading on, and then I can look at the websites in a much bigger form, just because, like I said, my eyes are so terrible, and it's at such a weird distance. I wear bifocals, so it's not really close for my reading glasses, but it's not far away enough that my distance glasses help. So that concludes my presentation. Thank you.